All right, so let's go ahead and collect our final data for our carrot osmosis lab. I'm going to be going through, drying each of the carrots, massing them, and writing them out in the carrot final mass column here for y'all. You'll be in charge of calculating percent change in mass, and you'll be graphing it, and you'll be writing conclusions about which color is which solution, and then what is the actual sucrose content of a carrot in your conclusion paragraph. So let's go ahead and switch to the camera where you can see that I have the red cup with the carrot inside of it. And I'm going to take the carrot out and dry it so that the excess water on top of the carrot is not going to be the reason why the carrot weighs more or weighs less. And before I put the carrot on, I want to zero this with the measuring cup so that the only mass that we're actually taking is the mass of the carrot. The mass we have is 6.56 grams. And so we're going to go to our data table and we're going to write out 6.56 grams is our final mass. And as you can already see, that's a pretty big difference, right? So you have to think about what this means for the solution that the carrot was placed in. Cool. Let's do our next carrot. And so that would be our yellow solution carrot, right? As you can see, we have the cup with the carrot in it. We'll take it out, dry it, and mass it. And put 0, and put the carrot in. We have 6.46. So here we're going to want to write 6.46 grams is our final mass for the yellow. We're going to go on to our next one, which is our green cup carrot. And as you can see, here's the carrot inside of the green solution. And I don't know if you're going to be able to really tell, but I'll show you in a second underneath the camera what the texture of this green carrot is, because it's the softest, squishiest carrot I have ever felt. And it's like you can literally compress it and press it down. It feels almost like a hot dog kind of texture. And so we're going to see how much it weighs. 0. Mass is 4.62 grams. And you know that this lost a lot of mass because you could already tell just by touching it and how squishy it was. And that was kind of gross, honestly. Okay, so next we have our blue solution carrot, which I have to fish out of there. And we're not going to actually pay any mind to the color of the carrots because we know this is from food dye compared to any of the other ones. I know the last lab that we did do a color comparison, but that's not what we're doing in this lab, right? So don't mind if the carrot looks a little bit strange. We're going to click a 0. We're going to weigh our carrot or mass our carrot. This carrot is going to be 7.37 grams. Hey, look at that. That one's actually an increase in mass. So you want to think about what that means already for the, solution kind that actually water went into the carrot for this one. Okay. Take another look at this lovely bluified carrot. Next one we have is the purple solution carrot. As you can see, take it out and dry it. Ew, this was a little bit squishy too. I forgot to mention that the red one was a little squishy and it was like bright orange because the yellowness of the carrot matched with the redness of the solution turned it into this like neon carrot. And so if you look at this one, it's a little bit squishy as well, where you can bend it and squish it. Nowhere near as bad as the green one though, but we'll see. So we're going to 0 it. And then add our carrot in. And we have the final mass coming in at, this rounds up actually, so it's going to be 6.90. We're going to go to, and we have 6.90 grams. And as you can see there, that was also a pretty big change, which probably mediates why the carrot is so squishy. And we're going to do our last one, which is our carrot in our clear solution. And as you can see, we have our clear solution with our carrot inside of it. And we are going to go ahead and dry it off and mass it. So our final mass for our carrot in the clear solution is 6.03 grams. So there was change, but very little in this one. So that might give you a hint on which one is actually close to the, or isotonic to the concentration of sucrose found inside of a carrot. Alrighty, so based on these numbers, you are now going to go ahead and calculate the percent changes in mass. Remember, you must keep the order in this order. It must be final mass minus initial mass. Include the negative or the positive sign here because those will become crucial for when you are graphing and creating a proper chart or a proper diagram to show the how the colors are related to the solutions and how the solutions are related to the carrot's tonicity for sucrose. Again, following, you're going to want to write out this table where you have 0 all the way to 1 molar sucrose solutions, and then you're going to be doing your changes in percent changes in mass. So you're going to want to match which one you think the water goes into the carrot the most, right? Which one of these solutions has the highest water potential? That's the one that's going to send water into the carrot cells the most, right? And if you put water into the carrot, does that gain or lose mass? Okay, you have to figure that out yourself. And if you have a super sugary solution, water is probably going to be, water potential is probably going to be higher in the carrot. And so water is going to go from inside the carrot and leave to go to the outside. So you're going to want to tell me which end that is, right? And you're going to be able to find out based on the percent masses if it's losing or if it's losing a lot or if it's losing a little. And then you'll match the colors.
Attention students, attention staff, thank you for a very good day today.
I guess we're going to listen to the announcements for a little bit, unfortunately.
And everything continued seamlessly. Thank you, thank you. Students, I have a couple of announcements for you. Today, we noticed that during lunch, people were not practicing social distancing during lunch.
Make sure you practice social distancing.
That we stay 6 feet apart from each other. Otherwise, if somebody gets sick, then the contact tracing piece of this is going to lead to multiple people having to stay at home. So protect us, protect yourself, protect the school, and work with us and abide by those rules. Social distancing, 6 feet away. You do not have to yell for somebody to hear you 6 feet away. You can talk normally. It's not a big deal. Please practice that. I know we did not get to share that with you before you went out to lunch. And this is the first day for 11th and 12th grade cohort 2. So please, guys, practice that. Another piece that I want to share with you, 11th and 12th grade, the whole school right now, it's imperative as well that we exit the premises by 4 o'clock. What is happening right now is that we have over 100 construction workers that enter the building at 4 o'clock, and the building looks differently within 30 minutes of the school closing. They take all the tiles down, the electrical wires laying everywhere. This is a construction site. We know the individuals are, but for your safety, this is a hard hat campus only after 4 o'clock. So it is imperative that you make arrangements to be picked up on time and gone from the premises. Arrange that, then we need to have a conversation about rather in person. It's something that is available to you because this is not anything that's negotiable. sure to contact your parents, contact those individuals that are supposed to be picking you up, and make those arrangements prior to coming to school. So please adhere to that. Another thing is that parking spots. I know that some people parked in the parking lot that have not paid for their parking spots. This is a different year, guys. We were a little bit more flexible last year, 11th and 12th graders. We can't be this year simply because there is no parking. As there is construction going on, there's about 60 individuals that park in and around the school that are continuously working in the building. So every parking spot it's critical that it is accounted for. So if you are going to park in the parking lot, where it is monitored by our campus monitors and police officers and so forth, you would need to send an email to Mr. Catala. Where do you find Mr. Catala's email? Go to our website, look him up. He's under the teachers' websites. He has a website in there and his email address. So look him up on our website, or look our website up, look under administrators, and Mr. Ryan Catala will be there. You need to send him an email and let him know that you want to park in our parking spot. And he will let you know what steps you need to take to secure your spot in the parking lot. Otherwise, what's going to happen next week, starting next week, it's not going to be good. You may go out to your vehicle and there may be a ticket on there, or it just may be gone. So please adhere to those rules. It's not very expensive whatsoever. It's a small price to pay for the safety of your vehicle. So send the contact person to that is Mr. Catala. Another piece is that right now we are working on getting everybody IDs. This school year is going to be, there's going to come a time where you have to have your school ID. And right now we're still issuing them to everybody, but here next week, maybe the following week, at the latest the following week, you will not be able to get into the building unless you have your ID. So we're making them now. Don't take it for granted. Personally, I would start wearing it, because you got to think, in the midst of a pandemic, you've got your face covered. We don't know who you are. So our security at all levels has been amped up. We have to know where you're sitting. We have to know where you're going. We need to know what tree you're standing beside during lunch, as every one of the trees have QR codes and so forth. So we have to you have to follow by these rules to keep us safe and to do your part so that we continue to have an in-person option for school. Personally, I'm glad we're back at school. I was getting tired of being at home. Hopefully you feel the same way. Let's protect this opportunity that we have by following the rules and practicing social distancing, wearing our masks, sanitizing frequently, and being safe. Thank you guys for an excellent day. Thank you teachers for an excellent day. And we will see you tomorrow again, cohort 2.
Okay, so lastly, anyways, you are going to make sure that after you have finished identifying which solution is which, you're going to be graphing using this kind of a graph format. Remember, the graph title is always going to be the y variable as a function of the x variable. And so I discussed before with you that you're going to be graphing percent change in mass on the y-axis versus concentration of sucrose on the x-axis. And as you graph them, you can make each of your points the color of the solution if you want to, but that's not necessary. And then you'll be connecting a line across all of your data points in as straight of a line as possible. So a best fit line. So you're going to put a straight edge, and whatever line is the middle of all of your data and hits as many points as possible of your data is going to be the line that you draw. So please use a straight edge for that. And then you're going to be, and the reason I want you to use a straight edge is because the point where you hit the x-axis is the point where you're going to be really considering. Sorry, that's going to be really loud. Is the point where you're going to be considering for what the concentration of sugar or sucrose is inside of a carrot. So afterwards, you have one conclusion paragraph to write, which is, how do you know which color is which concentration? I want you to explain for each individual color relative to where it belongs compared to the other ones based on the mass changes. And then when you graph your data, what does it mean where your data crosses the x-axis? And then I want you to make a prediction what using a 2 molar sucrose solution would do to a carrot based on what happened to the 1 molar sucrose solution on the carrot already.